Hi, my name is Mark. I've been working professionally as a web developer since 2009. I got started by making tiny HTML snippets for pay-per-click ads, and my responsibilities have grown tremendously since then. I've got my gripes about this profession, rest assured. I've had my headaches from working with Prototype and Scriptaculous, mucked with no conflicting that alongside jQuery, been wary about what's really inside of NPM packages, and I've been through my fair share of browser wars too. I remember when things were perfect at 960 wide, only to have this thing called responsive web design take foot. Then came progressive web apps and a gnarly series of coin flips on if I should use React, Vue, or Angular. That said, the evolution continues and my enthusiasm remains. I'm doing what I can one keystroke at a time, and I'm good with that. Recording out of North County, San Diego, I'm here to help put my city's digital savants on the forefront, talk tech, and find the proper moments of rest before burnout becomes a reality. So sit back and enjoy these next few minutes, and welcome to AllWebSD. This episode is brought to you by the AI Exchange. Are you a professional tired of overly complicated, difficult, or time-consuming processes? Overwhelmed by all of the AI buzz? Do you need a single resource that could truly be your foundry in all things related to AI? Then check out this course, Prompting for AI Operations, brought to you by the AI Exchange, and get ahead in the AI revolution. Learn to break down business goals into tasks that can be executed by ChatGPT, and go beyond copy-paste and develop prompting sense, which helps you take your prompts to the next level. Just visit this link or click on the AI Exchange banner on the homepage of allwebsd.com.
Cool. Got it. All right. Here we are. Here we are. And on to the grandest of all ways to support the Digital Bridge Initiative. As gamers would often describe it, it's the final boss, it's the final level. It is the TeraByte Titan. And again, back to my previous joke, this is not a Marvel sequel. It is not anything. Iron Man is not coming back, unfortunately, as much as you want him to. This has nothing to do with that, but it has something to do with this, the Digital Bridge Initiative, a TeraByte Titan. Teresa, that's a very, very big title to call
Yes,
yourself
it
a
is.
TeraByte Titan. So give me the scoop. What is a TeraByte Titan?
Terabyte Titans come in at $100,000 or more.
100,000 philanthropic dollars or more.
And
Okay.
they've done this. Our primary and our only at this point right now Terabyte Titan is, and we're proud to say so, is Peraton.
Paraton. Yep.
Peraton Corporation. They provide IT services to the county through just five distinct frameworks. That's through the help desk, applications, desktop, network, and data centers. Peraton has close to 300 people supporting the county's IT and telecommunication services. So it just makes sense that they're
Hmm.
providing the computers from the county of San Diego to us so that we can process them here and then go ahead and redistribute them out into the community.
Gotcha. So we'll use Paraton as the prime example because obviously you've had a very long-term relationship of year over year. They're definitely the most suited for that. And anyone out there that's inside of the IT, engineering, or any of those types of communities, I'm sure you've heard of Paraton in some way, shape, or form, or you've seen their logo somewhere. Um, so obviously you already have Paraton. That's a very strong relationship that you've made. Keep that, obviously, maintain that moving forward. What other professional relationships inside of the Terabyte Titan arena would you like to make? Whether if you cannot disclose that, don't,
Sure,
obviously. But
sure.
I guess more so of SDFF's like wish list, Christmas wish list. Ho ho ho, here we are. Christmas wish list of philanthropic dollars of 100,000 or more. Because obviously we're going to talk about what's in it for you.
Sure.
Outside of just withdrawing a paycheck for $100,000, don't ever think like that. It's a meaningful transaction that's taking place here. So I want to really zoom in on that, using Peraton as the example, since that's a real use case,
Absolutely.
and a real scenario and a real relationship. In your view and SDFF's view, I know it's not there yet, but if you had your wish list of really big kahunas, channeling my inner aloha spirit right now? Who are the big kahunas out there that you'd like to shake hands with and see if this is something promising in terms of a philanthropic effort?
Absolutely. Thank you
Be
for that.
selfish. Be selfish.
Thank
And
you
we'll
for.
put it.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I have
it's
no
cool.
problem being selfish. I
Be
can tell you
selfish.
this. First and foremost, I am so excited about the future of San Diego in and of itself. We've got billions of dollars coming in just to the waterfront itself. Not to mention downtown. Horton campus hasn't even opened yet. So to be honest with you, I don't even know all of the companies that can contribute to us because the tech scene is so big and so uh, um, just alive and vibrant. I want
I
to
can
tap
agree to
into
that.
all that. I want to be able to tap into the San Diego Tech Hub and to be able to have all of the different companies that work there or that are in collaboration there, to be able to take a look at us and see where do they fit in. We have a whole spectrum of services. How can they give back to the community so that we in turn can give back, to the community members? In a way, I kind of see us as is it Robin Hood, the one
Robin,
that takes from one and to give to the other?
give to the others. Yep.
Yes, but for the betterment of all of us, really.
Yep.
Right?
Minus all the Hollywood phrasing of
Yeah, you
rods
got
from
it.
the rich, steal to the
Yeah,
steal
yeah,
from
yeah.
the
No
rich, sort of
stealing,
thing.
nothing like that. This
We
is
don't
about
want to use that vocabulary because that's not what it's about.
yes, yeah. This is about working together, and I can tell you, I don't know all of the major companies. I would say Qualcomm, but Qualcomm is already donating computers to us. General Atomics is already donating computers to us.
These are great examples, so keep going. If
Yeah.
these are real
Oh,
tangible
absolutely. Yeah.
examples, then the ones that aren't participating can echo in on this later on, hopefully. Um, but
Yes,
if you're telling me that Peraton and Qualcomm, if I know everyone in San Diego should know who Qualcomm is.
absolutely.
You cheered for the Chargers for so many years at the stadium, so you know who they are.
And then I don't want to mess up the name Northrop Grumman Information.
Northrop Grumman, yep,
Yes,
and
absolutely. I mean, they've just been so big, and you know, Chula Vista Elementary School donates to us.
the actual elementary school or
Yeah,
their district.
their district, excuse me, the district donates their computers to us. We take them and
Okay.
we repurpose them. So, I like to look at it this way, and I'm not trying to.
Yeah, go
We
for it.
don't have iPads here. We have
Yeah,
64 Chevys with a brand new engine rebuilt. And guess what? We're going to get to the same place.
a 64 Chevy rebuilt can get you from A to B just as much as a Tesla Model 3, folks. So
I can
yeah,
tell you, our laptops, you're going to go through college with that
yep,
$150 computer to
yeah.
$300. That's about the range
That's
that we.
that is true because in this modern day world, the more modernized we get, the key piece of access you need is an internet connection. And
Absolutely,
$150 pieces of hardware can do that effectively.
absolutely.
I
It sure
guarantee
can.
that. I
Yes,
certainly see that. It was not the case. The narrative definitely was different at the onset of all this stuff when the internet really matured,
yes,
post.com bubble, stuff like that too.
right.
But you definitely can get away with saying that from here on out, Teresa. $150 piece of hardware can get you through college.
Absolutely.
Certainly could.
I like to look at the example. I hope I don't mess it up. Either whether you're going to feed a man for the day or you're going to teach them to fish. I
Yeah.
like to argue that in today's world, either you're going to give them a computer. I'd give them a meal for sure. I'd feed the individual, but I'd rather give them a computer because with that computer, then they could go ahead and find all of whatever resources they need.
Yep, exactly. So, you know, let's use Peraton again as an example as we get into a close on this one. What do you see as an outsider looking? Actually, no, you're an insider looking out. As an insider looking out, what do you think the Peraton has seen as the benefits of this relationship? I know I could consult with someone at Peraton to speak for themselves, but since I don't have them here, if you were to put it in your view, in your words, based on that relationship and the things that you know, what do you think was the benefit for them being a Peraton contributor? Or, I mean, well, for Peraton to become a contributor of this size, excuse me.
Just to be able to say that they are corporately responsible.
Got it.
Absolutely responsible in giving back. Yes, they have a contract with the County of San Diego, but they come out to our events even. I'm going to say they came, set up a table at our foster family event this past December. They're active, they participate. we've dedicated an entire page to them on our webpage just because, not because because they're our primary sponsors, but because we believe in what they do.
Mhm.
So yeah, becoming a TeraByte Titan, it's just an exceptional philanthropic contribution to be able to make to foundations such as ours. Just,
Excellent.
yes.
Excellent. So again, if there are like-minded companies out there, they've obviously got, their own way of doing things and their own vision and their own light.
Sure.
But however, they must pay attention. I encourage you to pay attention. I know a lot of things out there in this world are important. Yes. This happens to be one of them, especially if you want to dedicate yourself here in San Diego. I thoughtfully encourage you to explore SDFF, their Digital Bridge Initiative, and their like-minded companies that they're associated with, just to see what's going on right then and there. Because again, I saw it once when I first met you and Gary, who is now retired.
Yes.
Yay. And then I saw it again with one of your other colleagues. I think Janae,
Genera. Yes.
Genera, excuse me,
Yes.
Genera, with what the CompTIA certifications were all about.
Yes.
And then I got to see it at the Bytes and Bridges invite that you gave me earlier this year.
Yes.
And I saw the tangible look about, okay, that's what they do on a daily basis. And now it
Yes.
brought me to here. So that's why I'm saying, folks, I'm not making this up on the fly just for clicks.
Right.
I'm saying this because I've been boots to the ground with them post COVID,
Yes.
getting to know you and seeing, okay, there is a wider base attached to this that people should pay attention to. If you're into technology as a whole, if you love the city of San Diego and all the surrounding cities of San Diego, if you love free access, not free access, nothing's really free, close to free, but easier access to the
Yes.
things that we need. Let's leave it at that. That's a better phrase.
Yes.
Easier access
Your
to
access. I like that.
easier access to the technology that we need, and
Yes.
then some, and the good vibrations that come along with that. Consider
Yeah.
SDFF. That's how I look at it, and that's why I hope you all pay attention here. I've taken the mic away from Teresa too fast, too much. TeraByte Titan. What are your final thoughts on the TeraByte Titan, Teresa?
Oh my goodness. If you're able to come alongside us as a TeraByte Titan, all I can tell you is that I really strongly believe I've been the community outreach manager here for the past 8 years. And I can tell you, or at least I've been working here for 8 years, I can tell you that I believe that we can solve the digital divide here in San Diego County if individuals, if companies, and especially if TeraByte Titan stepped up.
Understood. This again warrants a couple of conversations by themselves to be a little bit more responsible and thoughtful, and we'll get to those definitely somewhere down the line. But for today, we are all about the Digital Bridge Initiative. Folks, if you are out there, is there any final call to action you want to make this, I guess, the turnaround for this and the communication for this a little bit faster for you and the people that serve this? Is there a call, an email, a phone number, a web page, a website, or anything social media that you'd like to call to action to for anyone listening here today?
Absolutely. You can reach me at Teresa, TERESA, at sdfutures.org. You can also go on our website, SD Futures, and as I said earlier, go all the way right to the right where it says more, click on more, and there you go. Drop down Digital Bridge, and we'll go ahead and explain. Watch the video. Watch the video on there, and you'll see us in action. You'll see how crowded our community rooms are, how crowded the libraries are. You can see that there's such a need here.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I'm going to leave you with those thoughts. Go to our website at sdfutures.org.
Yep, and to compliment what she said right then and there is a schedule that SD Futures Foundation supports on a monthly basis, and this is where you tour different public libraries or whatever facilities that are out there that are open to the public for the wider community, the individuals that are in need of these types of resources, to just simply come in and you support those. And I see the schedule right there on the website. You hit up different libraries, I know that for sure,
Yes.
and things of that nature. So that is partly what you're seeing on a daily basis with this group.
And let me just, if you don't mind me adding, what we do at the libraries a lot of the times is,
Yeah.
you have you ever tried to teach your mom or your dad how to use technology?
Yes, and it's honestly very hard. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
we
lie.
do that for you.
Okay, there you go.
With that, we take
There you
care
go.
of
We,
that situation.
so what Teresa's saying is that you can outsource that responsibility to us. That is what she's saying. Okay. And who wouldn't want that? That's very empowering of a choice to have. But yeah, I still continue to do so. But for anyone out there that needs a little additional support,
Yes.
and I find that now that you said that, why did I not meet you many years ago? That I don't know whose fault that was, but I could have used that definitely. But
Right?
that's very, very, very good to know. And that's a fun one that's a fun way to end this one. So before we go, any closing things about the TeraByte Titan, the Gigabyte Guardian, Megabyte Mentor, or the Kilobyte Contributor, or this whole program as a whole before
You
we
know,
bow out?
I'm going to say the whole program. I mean, actually, I represent San Diego Futures Foundation out in the public, but also in my personal life.
Oh,
I'm 59 years old, about to turn sweet 60, and
hey,
and I can tell you that I mean, I think everybody struggles with technology.
oh
You
yeah,
might
I
be a
do.
software engineer, but there's still apps that you don't know about, or buttons that you can do it this way and it's faster, or you can
Yeah,
you
very
know
guilty of that. I'm still very
right.
guilty of that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that being digital, I want to say illiterate, but not knowing is just widespread. So I have concerns of my own as far as how am I going to go out as far as technology is concerned. How am I going to use that for my good? And so I feel very comfortable because I'm going to be set up really nice.
Mhm. There you
Even if
go.
I have to do it from my hospital bed or whatever, I'm still going to be typing and communicating via Zoom.
Yep.
But that's me. What about the rest of the rest of the society that are getting older and don't know how to use technology? We're talking about individuals that what we learned during COVID, that
Hmm.
did not even want to pick up the phone or answer my emails because they were too heartbreaking. Senior citizens that were cut off and could not
I
access.
do remember you telling me this when we first
Yes,
initially met, that you had to
yes,
have those types of hard readings with people.
yes.
Um, yeah.
Personally too, I mean, I'm able to live alone, and I'm in a wheelchair,
Hmm.
but I use Uber, Lyft.
Hmm.
One day my email went out for 2 days, and I said, my internet. Oh, no problem. I watch TV. Oh, no problem. I
Hmm.
will get an Uber. Oh,
Nope. Yep.
Instacart. What the heck? I was
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. The doors just shut, and I realized right then it's like a spring went off in my head. Oh, this
Yep.
is the divide.
Right. It's like you could say this, one person could easily rebuttal back, but then I'd rebuttal back that rebuttal by saying this. Okay, your internet's out. What about your 5G connection? What if you live in an area that doesn't have a stable 5G
I'm
connection?
G.
Yeah, exactly,
I'm in
exactly.
City
Trust
Heights.
me. I'm in Escondido, and it doesn't matter what carrier you are, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, they all struggle in this area. And I'm
Absolutely.
telling the truth because each one of my neighbors screen tests the same.
That's right.
So that's what Teresa is trying to color in for everyone is that there's a certain all of it is important, everything that we've talked about here for a wide set of audiences. But in regards to this specific use case that she's talking about, especially with the boomer generation getting older, solving for this type of technological gap, and year over year it just continues to grow this population. There is a stark concern about how to fulfill those needs in terms of technology, information, and access to everything, hardware and software, and just a clue of this. And you know what? It's only going to get more inundated, especially with AI coming out.
Oh
Um,
my goodness, yeah. And let me just wrap up too in regard to this digital bridge initiative. As far as the internships are concerned, are not
yes.
just for the students at
Okay.
high school. They're also for veterans that are trying to get back into the workforce and get into IT.
Gotcha.
Then
Let,
that right?
let me get some information off of that later down the road, and then
Sure,
I can
sure.
add that as a link in the show notes here. So
Sounds
we'll
good.
get all of that wrapped up and zipped up together. But before we go, this is the fun part. Any last words?
Ah, any last words? I believe in what we do. We believe in what we do. We'd
Yeah.
love it if you'd come and help us walk across the digital bridge and actually solve the digital divide here in San Diego County. What would that look like? We'd be the first.
Excellent.
I think it's possible.
I think it's possible too. Well, on that note, everyone, thank you for listening to season 9 of AllWebSD.com. This one was thoughtfully put together by me and Teresa here from the San Diego Futures Foundation. This one was all dedicated to them in many different variations because it's important to get as many details out of this program as much as possible. So there you go. Until then, everyone, thanks and aloha.
Thanks again for listening in. Remember, I'm here to foster innovation through conversation. So if you'd like to continue this discussion or any topics previously discussed, go head first into our Discord server by clicking the link on the footer of allwebsd.com. Otherwise, you can find me on occasion at San Diego Tech Hub's monthly meetups. For more details on that, go to meetup.com/San Diego Tech Hub. Thanks and aloha.